The coverage that I do mainly covers housing issues, HDB, and climate change, energy and environment.
Jessica Cheam has been in the newspaper business for only 3 years now. She had a taste of journalism during her first internship at the newspaper when she was just 18. Since then, she hasn't looked back. In her short career, the 26-year-old has had close to 100 cover stories. Last December, she won an Earth Journalism Award at the Copenhagen Climate Summit. As the winner of the Young Journalist of the Year Award 2009, she confesses that it's tough work juggling two completely different types of stories.
The beats are actually very different. In fact, my editor told me that it's very rare for a reporter to cover two things in detail and specialize in two different subjects. In terms of coverage, I think both are equally fascinating, and I have to sort of alternate between both of them when I'm doing my work. I think you have to be very disciplined. I know what is the priority for the day, and if the priority for the day is a big housing story, then I would devote all my attention to it. And then when things are a bit quieter and I can look into my own stories, I go for the energy and environment stories. But sometimes that becomes the priority, like in the climate change summit, and you just have to sort of be very disciplined in terms of your research, your homework into it, and how much time you spend on each beat. The Saturday special report I wrote on the clean energy landscape, that was quite challenging because it's not a very common topic. Energy is not very popular. So the challenge was really writing it in a simple way, in layman's terms, and still trying to make it sound interesting. So when I did it, I was researching it for 4 months, and then the actual writing took about 1 week. And when I was doing it, it felt like I was doing my master's thesis all over again. So I'm very glad to have got that out of the way.
Young and ambitious, Jessica didn't always have an interest in this profession. She recalled her initial dream and how a twist in fate changed her career path forever.
Actually, I was going to be a lawyer. I got accepted to NUS Law, and then I got the journalism scholarship, and they said, hey, you can go overseas. And I said, okay, I'm just going to do that. And on hindsight, it's the best thing that happened to me. I didn't plan it, and I ended up loving journalism much more than I could ever love law, I think. So that's a very good thing.
Jessica tells us that she has grown a passion for the work she does and enjoys the satisfaction of bringing these stories to public ears.
My inspiration is probably from a whole host of people that I've met. I think what really drives me in this job is that it actually impacts the public. It influences public opinion. We get to write on stories that actually matter to people and have an impact. So a lot of the people that I've spoken to, from the men in the street to the big CEOs, they all have a story to tell, and I think that's what really inspires me.
Looks like this young and budding journalist finally achieved her dream after all these years of hard work. Coming up, we find out how the three-man group from Berita Minggu managed to grab the Feature of the Year award.